Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships and Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight I am divisioned up with none other than Tuna, aka Jason from chat. Now, I was jumping in, I don't remember if I was trying to stream Snipe Peak initially, but either way, Jason ended up hitting me up for a couple of games and I was like, you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So we jumped in, we ran a few games. This is one of those games. Now, I will say this. I completely forgot to include my audio, so what would have been a pretty nice little conversation we were having, I completely goobered on. So that is why you're not going to have any sound this time, so I do apologize for that. Hopefully it doesn't throw you guys off too much. But it's been a while since we've been in the Weimar, and we're gonna have a pretty solid game overall. Like, we are going to absolutely do everything we can to carry this team. Now, early on, me and Jason both spawned mid, and I think we're going to kind of head into Bravo. Now, there are carriers on both teams, so we got to watch that. But we're going to try to put ourselves in a position where we can do as much damage as possible, but also try to win the game for our team. I apologize if I sound a little off tonight. It's because I am extremely tired. I helped my friend Darian move today. She moved out of her old house, and I was at her house for 10 hours helping her move. So a little bit down. Plus she has cats. I'm allergic to cats, so my voice is probably going to be a little bit off. So just as a heads up. Anyway, we're going to move into the middle of the map here, try to get ourselves into position. Now, you can see the carrier is coming for us. It's pretty obvious. He's about to come up over the top of the mountain right in front of us. So you can see I go bow into him and try to get as close to that island as possible just to minimize the opportunity for him to drop his torpedoes well. If he wants to drop them, he's going to have to drop them early, and you can see we were able to avoid those torpedoes. Now, we move underneath his planes, and we're starting to shoot him down. We got 3. I think Jason probably got the rest of them here. But we're going to start to push into the Bravo cap. We're going to try to do the best that we can to get rid of whoever's here, but we're going to definitely put ourselves in a position to capture this Bravo cap. Again, it's domination. You got to do what you can to win the match, and a lot of times that means doing things that you wouldn't necessarily want to do, which is capturing bases in ships that are easily detectable, like the Weimar, like a battleship, for instance. But it's what you do to win the match. Now, initially, I was kind of waiting to see if anything was going to get spotted, and sure enough, a Colorado gets spotted. And unfortunately for this Colorado, he's about to have a bad time. He's got 2 Weimars aiming at him, and this man is going to feel the pain real quick. It's just the way it goes, man. 1 Weimar is bad enough. 2 Weimars equals just death very quickly. Now, we get a fire early. He's not damage conning it, which tells me that he's not a complete goober. Never mind. He damage conned, which is definitely not what you want to do. If you're under duress, if you're in the middle of the ocean and you're able to be shot multiple times, don't be putting out a single fire. It's never going to go in your favor. As he immediately gets set onto another fire, that one's a permafire. Plus, you can see the amount of damage we're doing. We're landing these shells. Remember, the Weimar German has quarter pin on its 120 or 152 millimeter guns. So it's very, very nasty. It does damage and sets fires. It's very nasty. It doesn't need EOP because of that quarter pin. But you can see Colorado burning. I think we only got the 1 fire on him at the moment, so that's unfortunate. But you can see we have shredded this man's health. He has lost all of his health, basically to us. Between me and Jason, he has lost all of his health. The fire doing quite a bit. You can see I've already got 26,000 damage, 28,000 damage. Landing 6 more penetrations on him with the HE. And we see the Trento, and I'm not going to lie, I'm starting to have pretty sneaky feelings about this Trento. Now, battleship crosses in front of us, and again, this Trento is absolutely going to be begging for it. We know this. You can see I'm going to start trying to turn in. We're going to get our guns rotating to the left. We've already got AP loading, so that we can maybe take advantage of this Trento's broadside, hopefully. You know, the German AP is pretty solid as well. You can't sleep on it. Just because it's known as a fire starter doesn't mean you can go broadside to it and get away with it. It will shred you. So keep that in mind to anybody who goes broadside to these things, especially at closer ranges. But he gets away for now. I think I'd take another parting shot at him as he goes out, but he's angled pretty well. It's not going to be a big hit if we get anything at all, but you never know. You take the shot because you can, and you can see, don't get much of anything. But we take a hit from the battleship over here on the far right. We also have a Helena out here. But we've got 3 ships in the B cap. Our C cap is being capped by the enemy. You can see we have nobody over there. 1 battleship went all the way around the horn down there at the Charlie cap. So he's not doing a whole lot to help us. Now, can't really blame him. He's got a couple of battleships over there to fight. And if you're not confident in your abilities, sometimes living long enough for your teammates to come back to help you is all you need to do sometimes. And that's the goal here. Now, we've got to also avoid getting shot because we need to finish capping this base as we get real close. Now, I don't know if you noticed or not, but Jason unfortunately goes down. He got harassed by the carrier a little bit more than I did, and the carrier actually took him down. Now, here we're in trouble. This Trento comes around the corner. He's full broadside, and you can see I shoot the HE initially, and then I switch over to shooting AP, hoping that I can chunk this man really hard. But we've got to start angling away, because not only do we have the Trento there, but we also have the Tallinn at long range. Now, Tallinn's over-angled as well, so we can slap him just as easily as he can slap us, but the Tallinn's AP is disgusting. Like, that thing has got ridiculous AP. So we definitely want to avoid getting into an AP sling fest with one another. And you know, the smoke screens are pretty short-lived for the Italian cruisers, so as soon as his smoke screen goes up, we're going to be able to help again with him. Now, we're back into shooting HE. We're looking at the Andrea Doria, and we don't really have a shot. You can see our torpedo tubes getting smacked. It's going to happen. But we're just waiting. We're waiting for this guy to get spotted any moment. We know he's coming. We just got to wait for it. And as soon as he comes out of his smoke screen, there we go. We're going to go ahead and start engaging. We try to avoid as much damage as we can because God knows we don't want to take too much. And the bombs hit us for 5,000 damage. It's real unfortunate because we only got 12,000 left. That's a big hit to be taken in a cruiser. But the battleship smashes the Trento, and then he starts to go broadside. We get the first shot out, and it looks pretty solid. And unfortunately, we aim a little high. But second shot's already on target, and you can see much better placement. And he's going to go down pretty quickly here. Hopefully saving our battleship from a YOLO rush from that guy, if we're lucky. But it looks like he did get his torpedoes off, and the Vesa actually manages to take down the Trento. Now, California manages to kill our Queen Elizabeth that was on that far right side over at Charlie. We have the B cap. The enemy has been pushed away from the A cap, so we're going to be able to capture that with our teammates. And so I make the decision to go back and defend the Charlie cap for a few reasons. One, it keeps the enemy from getting points, because if they don't cap the base and I'm able to reset them, and we know it's 2 battleships, right? So if we're able to reset these 2, then they're not going to be able to capture the base, and we're going to be able to farm XP, essentially. We've not had a huge game. 50,000 damage in a Weimar is nothing. It's literally nothing. But we do have 11 planes shot down, so we've at least been doing something there. But don't worry, folks. We're about to show just how disgusting this ship is against 2 battleships, 1v2. A light cruiser versus 2 battleships. I promise, it's going to be disgusting. We're going to go over here to Charlie. You know it's going to just be a matter of time. I believe it's 2 Californias that are over here on Charlie. They managed to take out our Queen Elizabeth, unfortunately. But again, sometimes you just got to hold as long as you can until you get help. We couldn't help them initially. We had to win the B cap. We had to make sure we helped with those cruisers. Get those priority targets out of there first. And then we can come back across the map and help with the other side. And you're going to see, like I said, I don't say it a whole lot. I know I'm not exactly a fire starter kind of guy. I'm not really a light cruiser player. I do enjoy jumping in like the Cleveland for once in a while. But these light cruisers are just not my thing. However, the Weimar is broken and everybody knows it. And I'm about to show you guys just how broken it actually is. And I know there's been a lot of people say, oh, Weimar's not OP, Weimar's not... Bull crap. Bull crap. I think everybody with common sense can agree that the Weimar is OP as crap. It just is. It's got amazing AP. It's got amazing HE. It's got the quarter pin for the Germans. So you get to basically have EOP without the downside of EOP, which is cutting your fire chance in half. Like, there's nothing bad about the ship. Plus, you get 6 torpedoes per side of the ship. Like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's very agile. It's got it's got everything in its favor. There's no downside to the ship. Other than if you're dumb, you can occasionally be one shot, but even then, it's not guaranteed. As we rush a shot to try to get a shot over that island, it's going to be an iffy shot. I knew that going in, and we actually do manage to get the reset on that guy, which is going to be huge. And we start trying to launch. Now, I know I've got short-range torpedoes, but you never know what's going to happen. And I'm not going to lie, when I saw the second California was like 8 kilometers away, I was a little bit worried. Because this is not the range that you want to be engaging battleships in a light cruiser. This is just not good for my health. So I start turning away, hoping for the best, hoping that he screws up on his shot, and sure enough, he does. And these guys are going to showcase pretty perfectly of what poor damage control... what is it? It's poor damage control management out of battleship captains, plus just poor predictions, poor aiming in general. Like... These guys are going to show all of the bad things about being a battleship captain. These are things that you've got to get better at. If you want to main battleships, this is what you have to do. You have to learn to predict what the enemy is going to do. You have to learn to lead the target to where they're going. And you have to learn to manage your damage controls wisely. Because as these guys are going to demonstrate, it doesn't take long before all your health disappears when under duress of a damage or of a high DPM target like the Weimar. And the Weimar is just an extreme example. Sure, other ships can do it as well, but the Weimar, the Mines, the Mino, like all of these, Cleveland, all of these light cruisers that are just nasty can just absolutely remove your hit points in no time flat if you start making stupid mistakes. And the problem is a lot of people panic. Now here you're going to see me kind of abuse the physics a little bit. I hate doing this, but unfortunately, when you're a light cruiser and there's a bunch of battleships shooting at you, sometimes you don't really have a choice. You have to create some separation between you and the battleships, allow yourself to disengage a little bit, and that's going to allow me to come off the island. Now notice I'm not staying on the border. I'm not using it to cheat, essentially. But I did definitely use it to gain an advantage to dodge those rounds. And now that we've done that, we're going to try to go back and finish off this California, who is now being shot by my teammates. But we're also going to get, I think, another fire here. I could be wrong. Definitely looks like I'm wrong. But we got 106,000 damage. We stopped the enemy from capping the base. They don't even want to sit in the base any longer. Like, they're done. They don't want anything to do with that base. And our teammates are being able to not compromise. What is the word I'm thinking of, guys? Our teammates are being able to thrive off of our help. Like, us forcing these guys broadside to our team just makes it easier for our team. They don't want to fight me. They want to get away from the fire spammer, right? So they end up doing stupid things like going broadside in front of our battleships. And that's something that they can't have. Now you can see I am going back over here to spot for my team and also to re-engage these battleships. So that's the goal here. We've got California going back across the front. We're going to go ahead and try to set a fire on him. Then we're going to take a shot at, again, at the California. You can see he is going kind of slow. You can see we're hitting towards the front, but we immediately get a fire on him because that's how it goes. He immediately damage cons, big surprise. So he damage cons a single fire. We're going to go ahead and test how that works out for him. You can see all that. It doesn't really matter that we're not getting fires. Look how much damage we hit him with. Like, that's disgusting. Like, every one of those shells that hits the deck of that ship or the superstructure causes fires. Or causes damage. And not just that, they also cause fires. As we hit the other ship as well. But we're trying to set a perma-fire. We do get the perma-fire on the California that's turning away. Unfortunately, we lose contact. We did pick up our high cal. We're up to 116,000 damage done. And there's the double fire. So we actually got this man burning at least twice, if not 3 times. I think we've actually got him burning 3 times. I think we got a double fire on the last salvo, and we had the fire already going on the rear. So we've got a triple fire on that man. He's done. There's nothing he can do about it. Even will to rebuild is not going to save him in this situation. And that's what when I talk about poor damage control management, that's what I'm talking about. Damage conning a single fire when you don't need to, and then immediately taking those extra fires, you're done. Like, you only get to make those mistakes a couple of times in a match before you're dead. So while none of us like fire spammers when we're in battleships, there are ways to kind of help yourself keep yourself alive, and these guys just don't know it. And it could just be that it's low tier, I get it. But we take one last shot here at the Colorado. Don't quite land the shot, unfortunately. But we ended up turning a game that didn't look like it was going to end well or didn't look like it was going to be much of anything for our team. We got to showcase just how powerful this ship is. 1 versus essentially 3 there. The other one didn't show up until late, but 132,000 damage. We shot down 11 planes, only got a single fire, single kill, but 13 fires. We get assist cap, we get 12 defense ribbons. We had all the things. 233 targets hit. So if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.